Hey everybody, welcome back to Median XL Sigma. We're here on the Claw Assassin still, and I did farm up a better Scroll of Kings. I don't care about the spell damage. It does help, but it's not as big of a deal. But we got the 20% attributes, and honestly, this was the best one I could. I farmed for like an hour for 6 Angel Bags, and I could not get a 5/5. I got a single 5, and it rolled 3 Pierce, so I'm gonna rock this one for a while, and whatever. Also, I think in the last episode, I'm like pretty sure I said this portal was to the Silver City, and obviously that's not correct. It's to Caldeum, but I was pretty tired when I was recording that last night, so... speaking of, we're going to go to Caldeum now and do Living Flame. We did Binding of Bale, obviously. Blackguard Helm. What's that? Ritualist Paladin. So, we have Living Flames down here, right? For our 110s. Let's go see how this goes. Hopefully not too bad. Yeah, totally fine. There we go. That's Creature of Flame done. And we don't care about any of this. All we care is about the attributes, and we rolled 24 out of 25. It rolls 21 to 25, so that's a fine roll. I can obviously get better, but okay. Next up will be it's the 3 Trojan jungles, and then it's Assault on Mount Ariat. Although Assault on Mount Ariat we don't care about, like, at all. I'll pick it up when we get there, but I'm not really concerned with getting it, so let's just go to Troja Jungles.
Truth be told.
Okay, we are 112 since I did a little bit of farming, but not that much. So first off, we'll go do Triune since it's the closest. Charge Strike is doing a great job for us. Ran out of mana, and I got stun locked a bunch. Gotta wait again. So we have Chamber of the Triune. It's going okay. There we go. No way out, so we just got to do that. We got 2 skill points. Okay, that's all good. We are over 1,000 decks now, which is pretty cool. Again, I don't really know what to spend our points on right now. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep bumping points into Shadow Refuge for Pierce. And if you're wondering why we're getting Pierce, it's because we have Blackjade's Legacy here, which gives 1 Fire and Lightning Pierce per level, base level in Shadow Refuge, which means if we max it, it's 25 extra Pierce, which is pretty dang good. So we're gonna go grab the waypoint. Should we go to the waypoint first, or should we just go right to Jatan? Also, if you're wondering what this is, it is a Necromancer skill, which we are getting a proc off of Blood Bond here. 1% chance to cast level 50 Burning Veil. It does almost nothing for us. It gives us a little bit of spell damage, which does scale the single target of our Charge Strike slightly, but it's not as big of a deal. So any direct hits we deal of elemental damage are scaled by spell damage. That's why, like, Way of Griffin has lightning spell damage on it. But that's only for the single target. But I'm just gonna go grab the... those guys drain mana, and that is very annoying. Grab that ring. Just grab 2 rings? No, it's just the one. I'm gonna grab the waypoint, since it's a very useful waypoint. And we will go try Akarat. I don't know if we should be able to kill Akarat, I hope. Jatan I know we can get for sure, but Akarat's obviously a DPS check. And our DPS is good, so we shouldn't have an issue. This will be Akarat here. And again, we'll give Akarat a try, but not 100% sure I'll be able to do it. One of my least favorite bosses. We got him. Okay. Again, we're swapping over to Noctool just for single target. And then we're using Charge Strike from Endless Loop for our clear. Which seems to be working pretty well so far. We'll grab the waypoint, and then we'll go do Jatan. But Jatan is faster to do if we go from the portal, so... Lots of signets here is good. So, let's see. We got a 21 all attribute. Not terrible. Let's go do Jatan. And then we're done with the 110s already. Well, we have 110 rifts to do still, but done with the 110 dungeons anyways after this. I do actually really like that the AoE with Charge Strike is like directional. I think it adds a little more skill to like your character placement. Better than just like a screen-wide AoE, you know? Like this skill could very easily just have like the charge bolts go out in a Nova, and that would probably make it better, but makes it more of a brain dead skill to use. Probably going to die. Let's see. Yep. It's a lot of guard towers. Okay. Just go back. Ooh, bad guard towers. Okay, that's Jatan. So, I don't even know if it has rolls actually. But there we go. We got a Ring of Truth. Put that there. Okay, next up we have the 110 riffs, which are going to be no, actually we don't. It's just cow level, which you don't have a charm for. Okay. We don't get more rips until 115, right? And that's it for our dungeons other than Assault on Mount Arreat. So we are good to just hop on to Act 4. That's the 110s done. Point Shadow Refuge.
What do you need?
This shouldn't take too long. Let's see. Izzy's not in the first zone. That'll be him there. Bit of a convoluted layout, but it's not too bad. Always like seeing a unique amulet. It's a lot of stuff it could possibly be. Yeah, so we can't go Silver City yet, but we are close. We'll just finish Act 4. There is one thing that I didn't talk too much about that happened with 2.2, which is they changed Kingdom of Shadow. It has a completely new layout. The whole ruins of Ura, they don't exist anymore. And the connection to the... I forget what it's called. The place where you fight the Tanakan. That is now in the Kingdom of Shadow area, and Kingdom of Shadow has a completely new map, or at least a reworked map. So we'll have to check and see just how awful Kingdom of Shadow is. I have a feeling that it's going to still be just terrible. But it might be better anyways. It was cool that they got rid of the mediary zone that didn't need to exist, though. Need to go all the way this way. The problem is that a lot of our resist, like our survivability, comes from Shadow Refuge. We get like a ton of physical resist from that, which means we have to hit stuff, but we can't hit things in Kingdom of Shadow. So, well, we can't hurt them anyways. I don't think we can. We might be able to swing, which may proc it still. I'm not sure. But you don't want, I mean, they're a pain in the ass. You don't want to get close to them anyways. You want to run away. So standing still to put that on is just going to make me take more damage. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. You couldn't tell, I'm really not looking forward to Kingdom of Shadow. Although if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I'm never looking forward to Kingdom of Shadow. So, got an Icy Essence. That was it. Could be worse. It's just one extra stat roll for our Umbaru treasure. And I actually have hopes that I'll be able to kill Gyua on this character. So I'm actually going to have to farm to Gonzi to finish my Umbaru treasure so I can put my Gyua Ghost Trance on it. So we'll be doing a lot of Taganzi farming for that, because I did do some practice with my Ritualist, and he was able to decimate Gyua. So hopefully it shouldn't be too bad here either. Since this is a very similar build in premise, just the way it works. The only difference being that this is a dexterity build instead of a vitality build. But they basically play identically, so let's go pick up our skill points. Oath into Shadow Refuge. And let's go kill Diablo. It's not very good XP here, so there's not real reason to kill everything. kill Gom first. That's level 115 Realm of Lies for Asmodan and Rift 2. And this is for Belial? Yeah, 125 for Belial.
Not even death can save you from me. Reach my blades.
I cannot wait to absolutely decimate Cabraxis with this character. I don't think I have that. Oh, we got a Tesseract. Unfortunately, it's an awful Tesseract for us. Decently rolled one for fire, though. Fire or cold would be okay with this, but 9 and 1 lightning, pretty terrible for us. Cool. I was expecting not to see an actually good unique amulet. Okay, let's go on to Act 5 then. 113 still.
Afternoon.
We could obviously farm 115 just like in Trojan jungles, but we have to go through all of this anyways, so 108 area. I really need to get... I will need to farm for the SSU shield. I really want to get that shield for survivability purposes. And I need to get my faster hit recovery up. So we'll probably farm quite a lot of Duncrag as well as Taganzi. Since this is a farming character, that's this character can boss, but it's very, very squishy. It has good single target damage, especially once I start gearing up a lot more, get better. Scaling my dexterity is going to be just insane for damage scaling. Lots of dex and lots of innate damage. Innate LE scaling makes the damage on this just go kind of nuts. But it's going to be a very, very squishy build, which means a lot of the bosses that I have poor mechanical skills against are going to be very difficult. I am sure Valfek is going to be very annoying. I will probably have to respec to full vitality for Valfek. We'll see. Which is not uncommon. Don't need another Mark Confusion. I love all the lightning just streaming out. If we can manage to get what's it called? It's a wrist blade, the Sacred Unique. Or is it the SSU? I don't know if it's the SU or the SSU. That gives plus 2,500 damage, lightning damage to Queen of Blades. That may end up being my go-to endgame weapon. Because that could be a very fun one to play with if I can get it. I did take a look at some of the rune words as well. There's a couple good rune words, but all the really good ones that I may want to use are all, like, they use enhanced runes, which obviously, you know, the best rune words are going to use the best runes. So I have the Taha that I would need for a Hellforge plate, which would obviously be insanely good for this build. Just a fantastic chess piece in general. A lot of the stuff I won't be able to swap over to because I don't want to lose the set bonuses, which is why I'm using gloves, belt, and boots that are sacred uniques. But once I have enough stuff put together, and since this is going to be a farming character, I should be able to farm... This should farm Fozd and Duncrag, like, super well. And once I get to 135, I don't see why this would have too much trouble farming Skazglen either. Like, it'd be able to deal with a lot of the bigger enemies just because it has such good single target. The only thing I can see it having a lot of trouble with would be, like, the Aetherborns. Those I can see being quite annoying. Especially once I swap off of some of my current gear. Just because a lot of my current gear is giving me a bunch of boosted fire damage. Obviously we have Way of the Phoenix for that, and that's going to be how we deal with lightning absorb enemies, is by having 2 damage types, because that's the best way to deal with them. Where is this waypoint? Way in the top corner here. That's right now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have a feeling this build should be able to clear Skazglen, though. Maybe not super effectively, but enough to get the Dulra Aegis, I hope. At the very least. Where is... Is it up here? It is. Can't see it on the minimap. It's one of the weird ones. So yeah, this will definitely be able to clear, like, up to Fozd, no problem. More worried about just getting to be able to clear Skazglen stuff, because even the 125s, I don't see why I would have much trouble with most of the 125s. I can see, again, I can see Witch and Giwa maybe giving me a little bit of trouble, like they normally do. I'm also very squishy, so Taraja might be, like, a little annoying, but they did reduce it from a 125 zone to a 120 zone, so the enemies are going to be 5 levels lower than they used to be. So they won't be anywhere near as bad to clear.
Here. Salutations.
Okay, another 15 all res. Or 10 all res, rather. Anything else? I'm gonna hold on to that because I don't think I have it. Not that I've played a Barbarian very much. I almost never play Barbarian. Although I will be playing a Barbarian. Again, if you're new and you don't know, this goes here. If you're new and you don't know my plans, I have wanted to play a Bobarian for a long time, so that's what the Valkyrie's Prime is going to go towards. I very unfortunately got 2 Emblems of Pain, but I need a double of all of them anyways, because they're used to upgrade Book of Cain, is that correct? I think. So I need 2 of them anyways, but I'm going to put them towards Valkyrie's Prime, and that's going to be for my Bobarian build at some point. Whenever it happens, but once I get a Valkyrie's Prime, it's going towards Bobarian. Crystalline Passage. So obviously, I'll have to level as... I'll probably level as something else other than a Bobarian at first. We'll see. The idea would be to use a rare quiver with Arrow Swarm, and then use Valkyrie's Prime as our... If you don't know the way Sky Siege from Valkyrie's Prime works, it's the skill that Athala uses, where she like teleports and it does that green thing around her. That's the skill that Valkyrie's Prime gets. So it's like, it plays kind of like a melee, like Flicker Strike build, if you've ever played Flicker Strike. So kind of like Harbinger from the Werewolf. It plays a little bit like that, but that's... you still need like an AoE skill, so it'll likely be Arrow Swarm from a rare quiver, and yeah, that's about it. The rest of the gears, like, there's a Sacred Unique Helmet for Barbarians that gives Arrow Swarm more projectiles, 50% more projectiles, I'm pretty sure. So, where am I going? Frozen Tundra. Here we are. So there's a handful of interesting barbarian things. There's a couple really good gloves and boots, so I'd probably use Windrunner boots. And there's a couple decent gloves that have a ton of physical damage, since it would be a physical build. Yeah, there's just like a lot of... There's a lot of theory crafting behind it, that it could, like, theoretically be a fun build. It's always just like, what bow would I want to use? So, once I finally get a Valkyrie's Prime, since this is a single-player character, I don't have to worry about trying to get all the progress done in one season, which is ridiculous. The only way people normally get it is either by having a single-player account that they play on for a really long time, or by, going... Oh, wow, this is nice. I do want to get the waypoint, though. Just because I'll have to come back here for when I'm going to Skosglen and other things. So I could try and make the Bobarian beforehand, but, you know, if you're playing on Trade League, you can just go to the trade site and buy some, like, buy all the emblems that you need and make it, or just buy the Valkyrie's Prime outright. But thankfully I can just slowly work at it Holy Grail style, and one day I will eventually get a Valkyrie's Prime, and it will be going towards a meme Bobarian build, which I just love. Again, we have so much life on attack and life regen that We just we heal from stuff so quickly. Just the same as the ritualist build. Obviously, if we are going for a physical setup, then we could do. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Ooh. If we're going for a physical setup, then we could leech as well. There's Kathos. And obviously, Sky's Glen is 135, so we're not going to be doing that. Bale is also 125 now. But I'll go grab the waypoint at the very least. That's officially all of the 110s done. But we'll hit, we'll go ahead and hit 115. And do the 115s, or start the 115s. Maybe. Maybe we'll just do a little Trojan jungle farming to hit 115. But we got the waypoint now. Let's go repair.
The ancients have honored at your service.
And, of course, we get an incredibly well-rolled one. Because we don't need it. That's just how it goes. Alright. Then let's just hop back over to Trojan Jungles for a bit, and, look for some more signets, and just level up. And then in the next one, we'll do the 115s. Come on, just pick up the signet. You can see me getting put into hit recovery very easily, just because of how low our total HP is. I mean, it's not terrible. We have almost 5k. But I would like to get a lot more, obviously. Just because with this amount of HP, especially stuff in like Fozd and like the barrels in Duncraig, they're gonna one-shot us with this much HP. Unless we get lucky avoid procs, but you cannot rely on lucky avoid procs to survive. I mean, you just gotta hope. We do have it at 50% plus another 5% roll on our class charm. This one won't be nice like the last one. Never mind, it's a black dwarf. Wow. It's actually like not a terrible one either. That is not good though. Getting a well-rolled black dwarf is hard. It has a lot of things it can roll. It's cool that we found one though. I do already have one on the account somewhere. Forget who's. Maybe my. I think actually my my cold sork might have it on right now. You know, we're right here. We're about to level. Let's go do Bartok real quick as well. Why not? Ooh. Come on. There's Legacy of Blood. Good thing we have all that fire absorb. Okay, there's our Legacy of Blood, which is completely useless for us, other than that it unlocks endurance. Okay. Well, in the next one, we will start our the rest of our 115s. We'll finish those off. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing. Catch you all in the next one.